Hey everyone, George here, back with a new video. So this is another hauls video, tons of stuff just like last time. This one's actually pretty special to me and I'll show you why at the very end of the video. But here's some of the cool stuff that I found from visiting Half Price Books, local comic book shop, eBay, and more. But let's go ahead and get into it. This is from the Half Price Books in South Austin. And it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Amazing Adventures. This is, I believe, the subscription variant. And I paid $2 for that one. I really like the cover art. I never saw this generation of the Turtles, this cartoon iteration of them, but they look pretty cool and I like this cover art, especially Leo looking cool back there. So that's why I picked this one up. Next one, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Amazing Adventures number 5. This one is just a fun cover. It's a subscription variant also, but I just really like this selfie cover. I really like when the Turtles are just having fun being themselves, so that's why I grabbed this one. This next one, I'm surprised I hadn't seen it before, but after seeing it on the shelf, I remember this specific issue and actually always wanting to pick this one up, but I could never find it. And I think the reason why is probably because it's a Hulk and Wolverine cover. These are usually really in demand, and this cover is just really cool. It's the Incredible Hulk number 80. And you can see there, really cool Hulk versus Wolverine cover. And it is $1, and I'm sorry, I paid $1.50 for this one. So this next one also came from an Austin location. I can't remember which one it is. It's not the South Park Meadows one. It's over there close to where Toys R Us used to be, if anyone remembers where that is. So I grabbed these. It's a Wizard Special Edition. I think I paid $3 for this one. It's still sealed. It still has its inserts. And I paid $3 for it. And I grabbed these because I want to kind of go through them, look through them, kind of talk about my experience with Wizard, because Wizard had such a huge impact on me as a kid. I think it's kind of the reason why I do these videos, because I enjoyed Wizard so much and it made me want to do that sort of thing and just talk about comics. So that's why I do these, but yeah. That's why I picked this one up. And you can see on the back, cool $20.99 ad. So at that Half Price Books location, they have a clearance section, and I usually don't look through it because I have before and their stuff is covered in like gunk and it just looks really gross. I would barely consider it like a reader copy. It's usually in that bad of shape. But this time there was a lot of stuff that was in poly bags and it just had the 50-cent sticker on it. So I went ahead and grabbed a bunch of stuff actually. But Aries, number 5 of 5. There's actually some really interesting stuff here. Stuff that's stuff that I'm really surprised that they put in there. And this one, I've never seen this one before. High Level number 2. I got that one for 50 cents also. Hyperion Issue 4. This one wasn't in the clearance section, but I did pay $1.50 for it, and it's from that same Half Price Books. But I'm also really getting into these indie books, and to me, it's really interesting to see what people come up with when they don't have like a huge publisher backing them, and it's just them kind of working on their own with the team to create something. So that's why I grabbed this one. I've never seen it before. I don't know anything about it. But it's Scorched Earth. And I'm not sure which issue it is. It could be issue 1. And here's another one from that clearance section. It is DC Superhero Girls. This is the Free Comic Book Day edition. Paid 50 cents for that one. Free Comic Book Day. I think this is from Legendary Comics. I'm not sure if it's like the first appearance of like the guy from Trick or Treat, or I think, what is it? I'm trying to remember that movie. I can't remember what movie it is, but with the Jaegers. But that's why I grabbed this one. It was 50 cents and it's in pretty nice shape. This next one was $3. It is Wizard First Edition number, I'm not sure which one this is, what number this is. It just says Wizard First Edition, but it does still have the card inserts and it is still sealed. And so I grabbed this one, so hopefully we can discuss in the future. Paid $3. This next one was really interesting because I've never actually read one of these Hero Illustrated books, but like Wizard, I kind of wanted to look at it, talk about it, kind of discuss what was going on from that era. It's actually in really nice shape too. Like if I wanted to get this graded, it's definitely a candidate for grading. But it's Hero Illustrated number 1. And this actually came out July of 1993. It has the inserts on the back. I think that's an ash can for Batman Grendel. This one was from South Park Meadows location of Half Price Books, and it is The Evil Within issue 1. And I've noticed that a lot of the video game books, like they're kind of, I guess, they don't print that many or they're just really in demand. For sure, I don't think they get reprinted. But yeah, so when I see these, I kind of take a chance on them. This one was $2. This next one's really interesting because it's signed. I don't know if they noticed that it was signed, but it is crossed and it's signed by Jason Burrows. And actually, I just noticed it has a certificate of authenticity on the back. It says one of only 1,000 autographed copies. So that's actually really cool. I paid $2 for this one, and if you're a fan of Crossed, you know what kind of story this is. It's really dark, but I think if you can hang in there and get through it, there's a lot of really interesting stories there, but it is, be warned, it is very mature content. But yeah, so I paid $2 for this one. These next two books are actually, I don't think they're quite indie books, but I guess they are indie books. But they are from a very prominent creator, and specifically John Carpenter. I don't know how much involvement he had with these, but I thought it was really interesting, and that's why I grabbed them. So it's John Carpenter's Asylum, issues 1 and 2. And here's the cover for issue 1. And here's the cover for issue 2. And I did pay $2 for those. I don't know anything about this series, so if anyone knows more and wants to share, I'd love to hear what you have to say about these books. I should have organized these better, but this is back at the Half Price Books. But it is Eternals. This is the free previews. And I paid 50 cents for that one. This is in real nice shape. I know sometimes the previews books can have like key appearances or first appearances. So I don't just kind of ignore these when I see them. That's why I picked this one up. This one's really interesting. So this is that same Half Price Books location over there on the other side of Austin. I might stop saying that because we're just going back and forth to different Half Price Books locations. But what's interesting about this location and this particular book and the other books that I saw is at that location, I mentioned this in a comment that I posted on some of these videos that I watched, but I did see a bunch of reprints, and these didn't look like facsimile copies. These didn't look like official reprints. These look like books I'd never seen reprinted before. They look like identical copies, but not like facsimile copies. They didn't look like they were publisher-issued reprints. They look like something else. So I don't know if anyone knows more about this, but man, I saw a bunch of them there. I guess Half Price Books knew something was up because they labeled a lot of them as reprint, but they still kind of marked them up. Unless I'm misunderstanding, unless I'm incorrect, I don't think those were actually publisher-issued reprints. I don't know what you call them. I think they might be fan-made copies, possibly. I think I read something or I heard it discussed on one of the Comic Tom videos or another comic book video about these types of comics, that they're not official. They're not official comics, but they are direct reprints of old classic books. And the books look pristine. They looked really nice, and I was pretty shocked to see them there. And I didn't want to spend like 10, 20 bucks on reprints, even nice reprints of those really old books. But it was just interesting and really strange. I'd love to know more if anyone knows more about this particular thing. But this book right here, G.I. Joe #2, they labeled it as a second printing variant. This one actually does look like it is an official book. I haven't looked closely at it, but I'm pretty sure this is an actual second printing of issue 2. There was a lot of old Marvel stuff there. One of the things I could tell that was off about those books is the paper quality. It looked like old books printed on modern paper, and so to me that was kind of a major giveaway that something was off with them. They were some type of reprint. But yeah, so I picked this one up. I paid $3 for this one. Hopefully this is the actual second printing of the book, and it is in really nice shape too, so that's why I grabbed this one. This one was a spec buy. I actually grabbed this one. It's in rough shape, but it was in the clearance box. I wish it was in better shape, and I am going to have to attempt to remove this 50-cent sticker from the cover, unless y'all think I should just leave it alone. But Shadows of the Empire #1. It's a really awesome cover. And the book's kind of, I guess at best, I'd say maybe a reader copy. Not too nice, but definitely if I can remove that sticker, it'll probably be a lot nicer without the sticker. But let me know what you all think. I paid 50 cents for this one. So I actually grabbed 3 of these because I actually want to try and send these in to get graded. But it's Wizard, first edition, and this is the Superman Tribute Edition. And it's just really cool. These are sealed and they're in really nice shape. I absolutely love the Death of Superman storyline, and I think this cover art is probably one of the best illustrations of that monumental battle. But yeah, I grabbed this one for $3, and let me show the other ones real fast. There's another one somewhere in there. And so this next one, 50 cents. I just grabbed it because it's in nice shape and it's 50 cents. But it's Legion of Superheroes number 7. And I think this is from a recent volume. Another 50-cent pickup, 52, Week 33. Really cool Batwoman cover. Countdown to Final Crisis, issue 13. I was actually pretty shocked to see this Ghost Rider book in there. It's in nice shape, and the cover art is phenomenal. I think it's a Mark Teixeira cover, and you can see it's it's Ghost Rider Annual number 2. I think this is from like the early 2000s, but I could be wrong. This one is Immortal Hulk Time of Monsters number 1. And I paid 50 cents for that one. I don't know why this was in the clearance section. Y'all probably aren't going to believe me when I show you the next book that I saw and I got for 50 cents in the clearance section. Very weird. I wasn't expecting it, but like I mentioned, like that Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, there was some very unique things in here, things that were probably really in demand. If someone who has a lot of knowledge of comics and in-demand comics came across this, I think they'd be just as shocked and I guess happy to find this book. But here's Hulk number 1. This is, I believe, the first appearance of the Red Hulk. And I can't really see anything wrong with it. It looks to be in really great shape. Next one, Hellboy 20th Anniversary Sampler. This is a free comic book day book. It does have a free comic book day sticker from the store that was on there. I don't know how collectors feel about those. I think they're kind of cool because they let you know what specific store they were issued from. But I can see why somebody might not want it on there. But yeah, that's why I grabbed this one, 50 cents. These next two, very interesting books. Unfortunately, they're in terrible condition, but they are the first appearance of, or I think one of them is, I think issue 23 is the first appearance of a major TMNT character. But you'll see in a minute, these are in really rough shape, but they are Eastman and Laird's, this is from the Archie series, Eastman and Laird's TMNT Adventures, issues 23 and 24. So you can see that there. You can see there's a lot of chunks missing. These are reader copies, but they are first appearances, and I think these are actually pretty rare because I don't think a lot of the later Archie issues had a huge print run. I could be wrong. I don't know that much about print runs of books, but I usually know that later books don't have as high a print run as the earlier books, like issues 1 through 5 or so. So these might be more scarce, but I don't know for sure. But I just thought it was really interesting. I've never actually seen these in the wild as far as I know, but anytime I find TMNT books, even if they're in beat up shape like these, I'm going to grab them. I got them for 50 cents each. Next one, Mighty Thor number 10. This one's not in the best of shape. It's kind of faded, but it is. And I think there's a sticker there on the book, which I'm going to have to attempt to remove. But it is in decent shape, and it was 50 cents, so that's why I picked this one up. So yeah, it was really weird. They had a lot of different, unique things. It's funny because when I was looking at the regular price stuff, they had like a bunch of Swamp Thing from this series and after, but they were all like $5 and up. But this one was in the clearance section, and it's issue 3. I'm not sure which volume, but it is in really nice shape, and I paid 50 cents for that one. If you watched any of my other videos, you know I'm a huge fan of the Stuff of Legend. I don't think I was going to pick this one up, but when I flipped it over, I saw that it did have this cover image of the Stuff of Legend, and I really like that, so I paid 50 cents for this one. On the back, flip side, you can see it's City of Bones. So I paid 50 cents for this. So I really like Stuff of Legend. If you haven't read it, it's really good. It's not quite finished yet, but hopefully it'll be finished soon because I can't wait to finish that series. But that's why I grabbed this one. Next one, another 50-cent book, and I'm not really sure why it was in the clearance section, but it's Fantastic Four number 36. Really cool Johnny Storm cover. Captain America number 695. This one's also in. This one is kind of banged up down there, but mostly a pretty good copy. And I paid 50 cents for that one. Free Comic Book Day Suicide Squad number 1. Also paid 50 cents for that one. DC Nation number 0. I paid 50 cents for this one. I actually caught that, but yeah, I have to be more careful. New Teen Titans number 55. I paid 50 cents for that one. Here are some of the other Wizard, Superman Tribute Wizard editions I picked up. They're also sealed. And I guess I'm going to send a bunch of those in and try and see if I can get as high a grade as I possibly can for that one. And then Wizard number $158. I paid $3 for that. Unfortunately, it does have the sticker on there. I don't think I'm going to try and remove it. This was mainly a purchase for the other Wizard videos where I flip through it and talk about it. Here's another Hero Illustrated. I paid $3 for it, and it's issue number 3. It has Sylvester's Cyberforce on the cover. Super cool. It is in really nice shape too, and it does have some inserts on the back. So it's actually getting really hard to find these books, and that's why I'm buying them. So for me, I'll go ahead and go over it. This is Fables, the Deluxe Edition, Book 12. And so these books are actually getting really hard to find. I usually find Volume 1 in the hardcover edition, but I'm not seeing these. So normally for me, I like to buy it in order. I don't like to go out of the way and buy something that's way down the line. Like if I have Volume 5, I want to get Volume 6 before I get Volume 7 and beyond. But with these books, I'm just not seeing them very often. So when I do come across something like this, I went ahead and grabbed it. So I grabbed Volume 12. I paid $14.99 for this one. I actually accidentally grabbed one that I already had, and so I ended up returning that one. But that's kind of going to be my strategy, is just to grab these until I can find all of them. I'm not sure if these will ever be reprinted anytime soon, but I really love this series. This is something that I actually want to have as a physical copy, and so that's why I grabbed this one. This next book was actually really interesting as well. I know I'm saying really interesting a lot, but it was. I've never seen it before, and I think I'm kind of getting into these, I don't want to say scarce, but books that are kind of rare, I think. Stuff that you don't see printed in this format, in this way anymore. You can tell when I show you the cover, you're going to be able to tell that this is from an era like the 90s or the 80s or possibly even the late 70s. But it's a collection of stuff, and it's really cool. I almost left it there, but I took a chance on it. It's the greatest team-up stories ever told, and this is from DC. But look at that artwork. I mean, this is just incredible. It's really classic. And I'll show you the back side, too, of the book. There's a sticker down there that might need to be removed. But, man, look at that artwork. And this book, the book jacket's really nice. Oh, so this was printed in 1989, so I was wrong. This is much later. But it does feel like it's from that bygone era of comics. And so I really appreciated that, and that's why I grabbed this one. I paid $12.48 for it. Next one, the Mighty Thor #1. I'm trying to remember where I found this. Oh, okay. So I found these at the San Marcos half-price books. Paid half cover price for that one. Supergirl versus Supergirl #18. Love this cover art of Supergirl. I paid half cover price for that one as well. Birds of Prey #11. Really cool art germ cover. Paid half cover price for that. And unfortunately, some of these don't have bags and boards. I haven't had time to put them into bags and boards, but I picked this one up. Secret Empire #1. Paid half cover price for that. Secret Empire #0. Paid half cover price for that one. Really nice Mark Brooks cover. This one I was really surprised to find, especially since it's a hot book. But unfortunately, I didn't find issue 1, which is the really hot book. But I think this one's actually going to have some room to grow. It's not in perfect condition. It's probably better than a reader copy, but still not that much greater. I'm guessing like maybe an 8.0 if I'm being generous. But it's Young Avengers #2. I definitely see this book growing in demand, especially if and when the Young Avengers appear in the MCU. And if they're as cool as I think they're going to be, I think a lot of people are going to be excited for this book. So I already have a copy of this book, but I saw it and I went ahead and picked it up again. Spawn #319. Just love this cool transformation cover. And this one I don't know much about, but I do like Spider-Man 2099, so I picked this one up. I paid half cover price for that one. And so they actually had a bunch of like Harley Quinn variants. Some I didn't really like that much, so I left them there. I probably should have checked to see if they were maybe more significant issues, even though they were variants I didn't quite care for. But this one I liked. It's Batman and Robin #39. It's a Harley variant. This next one, I just really like this cover, and I paid half price for it. Probably one of my favorite Batgirl covers. It's Batgirl #6. I'm not even sure who the illustrator is, but it just looks really nice. This next one's another really cool Harley Quinn cover, and it's Harley Quinn #13, and you see her there with Power Girl. And I think this is an Amanda Connor cover, and it looks really funny. This was one that I paid half cover price for. Really cool Joker cover. New Suicide Squad #9. I'm trying to think who did that. Oh, that's a Jim Lee cover, so that's really awesome. So unfortunately, there was a ton of Spider-Man books that were loose, like I'm about to show you, but something that a lot of collectors, don't like to see, they had half-price book stickers on the book. I didn't pick those up, especially since they had them priced at like $2, $3, and they kind of ruined the book. But I did pick up the ones that did not have the stickers, like Amazing Spider-Man 393. Ooh. Doctor Strange number 33. And I paid half cover price for these. Fantastic Four number 390. Action Comics number 39, another Harley variant. Justice League number 39, another Harley variant. I think that's Dustin Gwinn artwork. Batman Superman number 19, another Harley variant. Fallen Sun, The Death of Captain America, Iron Man. Really cool Michael Turner cover. Ultimatum number 1. Love this David Finch cover. I think I picked up several of these. I might want to just send them in to get graded and keep the one that's the highest grade. So this one was loose, but thankfully it's still in really nice shape, and it is Iron Fist number 1, and I don't see any stickers on it either, so it's in pretty nice shape. I think there's a lot of speculation, especially since he just got a new series with a new lead character wielding the Iron Fist, but I actually haven't read that issue, so I don't know too much other than there is a new Iron Fist. And this book I saw, Extremity number 1, I think this is the first printing. Whenever I see Image books, especially issue 1, I'll take a chance on them. I think this book was hot for a while, but I haven't heard anything. This next one, I've heard some rumblings about. I'm not sure if this is the original or first printing of this book, but I did see it in there. I went ahead and grabbed it because I know a lot of people. Spawn has a dedicated fan base, and so do his supporting characters. So I saw Salmon Twitch issue 1. Very nice artwork there, and I went ahead and picked it up. Who knows if they're going to get a show? Who knows if Spawn's going to get a movie? But it is a really cool book, and a lot of people do like these characters. So I don't know what it is. I grew up watching this show, and I really enjoyed it. So whenever I see these 90s cartoon adaptation comics, I pick them up. But it's Batman and Robin Adventures number 3. Paid half cover price for that one. Really cool Riddler cover. And this next one, unfortunately, isn't in the best of shape. It's probably a bit above reader copy, or maybe right there at reader copy, but it's Spirits of Vengeance number 6. I just love this Venom cover. Whenever I see it, I try to pick it up. And I also saw this book loose in there. I paid half cover price for this one, but I don't know anything about these. If you know more, I just thought it was a cool cover. Silver Surfer Warlock Resurrection number 2. And you just see them there fighting off the undead. It's really cool. So I'm actually a really big fan of Connor Kent, and I think he has a lot of potential as a character, and I'm hoping more people really come to like the character and he gets more attention in the future. I know a lot of attention's kind of been drawn away to Superman's son, John Kent, but Connor's always been really cool, and I don't know if it's because I grew up around that era with the death of Superman, the return of Superman, but I've always liked the character. And so, Adventures of Superman number 501. I think this is the first full appearance of Superboy Connor Kent, because I know Adventures number 500 is his first appearance. I want to say it's his first full appearance, because you see his name, you see him, he talks, but I'm not quite clear on, like when something's the first appearance, cameo appearance, first full appearance. But I do think this is considered the first full appearance. So I paid half cover price for that one. Fantastic Four number 372. This one was just in pretty nice shape. There was no half-price book sticker on this one, and so I grabbed it for half cover price. Adventures of Superman number 497. This is a newsstand edition, and I paid half cover price for that one. I'm still a really big fan of this series. I think I'm going to try and grab as many copies of these as I can, send them in for grading, and keep the best graded copy of it, because I have the trade, so for me it's just about having a nice copy of the book, and if it's encapsulated, I don't have to worry about changing bags and boards. That's kind of my plan for grabbing so many of these. Captain America number 413. I paid half cover price for this one. X-Men Adventures number 6. This one, like I said, I love the adaptation comic books of the classic cartoons. And so this one is an all-around really cool Wolverine versus Sabretooth cover, no matter what. Comic book, cartoon, whatever. This is just a really cool Sabretooth versus Wolverine cover. This one's interesting because this one you actually see Sabretooth doing the damage to Wolverine. Usually you see Wolverine taking swipes at Sabretooth, but this one you see that Sabretooth just kind of unleashed a brutal attack against him. I think that makes this one a little more interesting than the average Sabretooth versus Wolverine cover. Here's another Captain America book, Captain America number 398, paid half cover price for that one. Another Captain America book, Captain America number 399. And so these next books are really cool. I haven't read this story, but I really want to. I like the Silver Surfer a lot, and I've heard this series is really good. So if you've read it, feel free to let me know your thoughts on the series. But it's Silver Surfer Requiem, and this is issue 3 of 4. Silver Surfer Requiem, issue 2 of 4. Silver Surfer Requiem, issue 4 of 4. I don't think they had issue 1 of 4. Captain America number 378, paid half cover price for that one. So this is actually one of my favorite Image books that's ever come out. It's a really cool series. The artwork's interesting, the story's really interesting, and this is a 3rd printing variant. So it's issue 1 of Spread. And you can see it's a really gross, kind of weird cover, but pretty cool. Paid half cover price for that. And Spread number 2. And these are all from the Half Price Books location in San Marcos, Texas. Spread number 3. They actually had, I think, the first full 10 issues of Spread, but I just grabbed the first 3. This one is a really cool X-Men cover. I'm not really sure how many people are chasing covers, but I think covers are kind of going to be a big deal going forward. And so this is a classic X-Men 90s cover. It's X-Men number 20. You see the lineup there of the X-Men. It's not all of the 90s X-Men that people know and love, but it's a lot of them. And I think the cover really highlights that. I believe it's an Andy or Adam Kubert cover. So this was a cool book. I don't think it's really anything in demand. I just like Venom and I thought it was cool, so I grabbed it. But it's Agent Venom True Believers number 1. Paid half cover price for that one. This was another book. I got it for half cover price, but I just love this artwork, and it really does have a strong likeness to Gal Gadot because it's the Wonder Woman 84 variant cover of DC Future State Dark Detective number 1. And so these next 2 I can talk about because my brother doesn't watch my videos. I try to get my siblings comic book type stuff that they like. Nobody else in my family likes comics like I do, but they do. We all grew up watching those things. We all grew up watching X-Men, Spiderman, Fantastic Four. You know, we like those things a lot. We like video games. We grew up together like that. So they're kind of into different stuff. And my little brother, he likes The Walking Dead a lot, and he asked for these types of books specifically. I got him volume 1 for the holidays, and then I got him like a Joker book because he also likes the Joker. Well, I came across these. There was a bunch of them. I probably should have bought the rest of them. But it's The Walking Dead book 2. And The Walking Dead book 3. So these are probably going to be gifts for him. So my wife actually buys everything in advance for the holidays. And I think it's actually a pretty good strategy because we come to the holidays and I'm the only one who's kind of going crazy, making sure that I did try and do something for everybody. But she's already done, so I think that's a pretty good strategy. I'm going to start doing that. And so I have a few more stuff, but these are the ones I wanted to show. And so now we're getting on to like the eBay stuff I purchased from eBay stores. I'll try to recall where I got them from specifically, but I'll let you know. So this next one, unfortunately, this wasn't the book that I wanted. I wanted the variant with King Shark, where it's like a selfie variant and he's in a sweater. That just looks so funny. It reminds me of like the 90s family photo variant, like the JCPenney photo means anything to you. But this one's King Shark number 6 of 6. It's a cool cover, but it's just not the one that I wanted. I paid cover price for that. This one is actually probably one of the coolest comic book covers I've ever seen of Batman. But it's Detective Comics number 1053. I paid cover price for this one. But for me, I'm not really following the story. But this Brian Azzarello, I can't recall who the artist is right now. But man, this cover is just incredible. Probably one of the best Batman covers I've ever seen. I like how you see Batman there and all the villains are ganging up on him. And it's just a really interesting cover. It's highly detailed. I definitely encourage you, if you're a Batman fan and if you like striking covers like this might be one that you really like also. And I paid cover price for that. So I actually grabbed two of these next ones. This is Stormbreakers. I'm not sure what number it is, but it's a Peach Momoko variant. So I've actually tried pretty hard to avoid falling into the cover artist trap where you follow a specific cover artist that you really love. For the most part, I've avoided that other than like Michael Turner. And I specifically wanted to avoid that with Peach Momoko because she has so many really cool covers. I like her style a lot. But man, this cover just really spoke to me. It was really interesting. And so I loved it. If I can somehow get this graded, I'm going to. But man, I just love this X-23 cover, and it's fantastic. I think I might have got another Peach Momoko cover, but I can't recall right now. But so far, this one I just couldn't say no to, and I paid cover price for both. This is another one that I grabbed two of. This is the second printing variant. I actually think this one looks the best of these. I think the first printing has like a silver color or white color, but I think the red looks best for these, and I grabbed these for cover price. I just like this interesting cover design. And this book is another cover by, it's X-Men Demon Days #1. I just really like Mark Brooks covers, and you can see there's Psylocke there. Really nice cover art. I grabbed two of these. I actually thought I was going to really like these covers. I think they're interesting for what they are. I like that you see the characters' history through their costumes, but I'm just not that into these covers. I do like this one, but I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to buy any others like these. But it's Hellions #13, and you see there's the Psylocke, all of Psylocke and her history there. It looks really cool. And I think it's a Russell Dauterman. I think it's Russell Dauterman artwork. This one, I can't recall how much I paid. I know it was more than cover price. I think I want to say it was like 10 bucks. I just like this Lady Death cover. It's the selfie edition, Malevolent Decimation. Really cool. And so this one I got two of. I like this variant a lot. This was, I think, the only variant I grabbed of these specific Hellfire Gala books. But it is the Emma Frost variant #21. And you just see Emma Frost there in her diamond form. Really cool. Very striking cover image. And this one, I'm pretty sure I paid more than cover price. I'm not sure if I paid like 20 bucks or 10. But this one is Absolute Carnage, the Immortal Hulk second printing variant. I just like this Venomized Hulk cover. Looks really awesome. I actually can't tell who the illustrator is on here, so if you know who it is, feel free to let me know. So these next two books are actually, I think, the second or third printings of this book. It's You Promised Me Darkness, issue 1. And I absolutely love that title. I want to read these. I want to talk about this book, but I haven't had a chance to read them and discuss. But I just thought this title was so interesting, and I really want to know what this book is about. I love the title. Interesting story here. I actually ordered a CGC 9.8 of the first issue of this book, first printing, and it got lost in the mail. I got a full refund for it, but man, I actually really wanted the book, so I was super disappointed about that. So I actually never really have any issue with the books that I order, but unfortunately, that was the first issue that I had. This was another book that I grabbed. I think I talked about in another video because I found it at my LCS. But sometimes I grab books on eBay because I don't think I might see them somewhere on. I don't think I might actually be able to get them in store because some books just fly off the shelves and others don't. But I went ahead and bought this one anyways. Walking Dead #19. I've talked about this one before. I love this cover art, Michonne. I actually like this more than the original because for some reason that red just really speaks to me. So my camera card said it was full. I just changed it out, but I was talking about The Walking Dead #19. Really love this cover art, and I paid full cover price for that. So this next book's pretty interesting. I don't know if it's the first or second printing, but it is The Rise from George Romero, book 1, from George C. Romero, the son of the late great George A. Romero, and it's from Heavy Metal Comics. I'm actually really interested to read this one. I'm not sure what it's about. I think it's actually a prequel to the original Night of the Living Dead series. The cover art looks great, and so I'm excited for this one. Paid cover price for both. And I grabbed 3 more of these Venom issue 4s. And I've mentioned these before. I grabbed these because I thought they were going to fly off the shelf. I didn't think I was going to find them at my local comic book shop. But I paid cover price for these, and I just think they're a really cool homage cover to issue 300. This one, I think I liked more when I saw it online, but now that I have it, I don't like it as much. It's a really cool cover. I like that it's homaging the original Incredible Hulk book. But I guess I don't like it as much as I thought I was going to like it. But it's Incredible Hulk #3. Classic homage variant cover edition. Paid cover price for that. This is another one that I thought I was going to like more, but I actually don't like it as much. But it's Devil's Reign X-Men #1. This is an Emma Frost cover. It's a nice Emma Frost cover, but I think I've seen ones that I like more than this one. And I wish I could recall which eBay seller this is. But they had a lot of interesting stuff. They had like graded stuff. They had ungraded stuff. And so this one's Dark Knight's Metal #5. I think I paid like $3 or $4 for that one. I paid more than cover price. So probably like $5 and up. But this is the one that I really wanted. I absolutely love this Rogue cover. Probably one of the coolest Rogue covers I've seen. And I love that she's beating up on the Sentinel. I want to try to get this one graded if possible, but it's already in a top loader, so if I just left it in there, it would still be awesome. I think I paid $20 for that one. This next one was unexpected. I think I already paid for this lot, but the seller had sent the lot before. This was that seller in the previous video, the one that I bought the books that had like half-price book stickers on them. Some of them did, some of them don't. And so this is where it came from. I can't remember who the seller is, unfortunately, but it's Skybound X, I think #1, and then Skybound X #2. I think the lot was like 99 cents, so that's why I grabbed it. This one's a 3-pack, and so I pulled it out and looked at it. 2 of them have like half-price sticker markings. I'm not sure if I'm even going to try to remove them, but X-Force #4. And then this one does not have any markings at all. It looks to be in really nice shape. It's Wonder Man #19. And so there's actually a few more. So my other brother does not watch my videos, so he's not going to know this. I actually picked this one up for him. This is kind of a cool one. And I know he likes TMNT, so that's why I grabbed this one. It is the first volume of the IDW books. And the IDW books are really cool. A lot of people love them. And in this one, I thought I'd read before, or I thought I had it and I was going to read it. But I've never read this book, and I'm definitely someone who's against banning books, so I want to try and show support whenever possible. I paid full price for this one at Half Price Books because I think it was on their new sellers. Sometimes they have like new books, and that's where I grabbed this one. I didn't grab this one from the back area where they have like half price book stuff. So I paid full price for this. But it is Art Spiegelman's Miles, and I've never read this before. I know it's a book that I think is actually taught in most schools. I've read Night by Eli Wiesel, and that book is just heart-wrenching. I've read Diary of Anne Frank, again, another heart-wrenching book, and I've heard the same of this book. But if you've read it, you can share your experience with me, and I'm excited to read this. And if you want, I'll talk about it too, my experience. But that's why I grabbed this one. This next book was really interesting. It's not in the best of shape. I almost left it there. But I was kind of thinking like these weird books that kind of you don't see too often. They don't make these books like they used to back in like the 90s and the 80s. But I picked it up, Son of Origins by Stan Lee. I actually showed this in a TikTok video, but the main reason I grabbed this one is because when you flip through the book, you'll see that it has some of his, I guess, his thoughts on the character, certain issues, but I guess he's reminiscing about his journey and the creation of this. So I thought it was interesting because it's not just a straight prose book, but it's a comic, but it also has his own reflection on those issues. And so that's why I grabbed this one. I paid $7.99 for it. And we're here. This is the second to last book. And so this one's really cool. This is probably one of my all-time favorite Spider-Man covers, and it's a new book. I think I paid like $50 for this one. It's a CGC 9.8, Amazing Spider-Man number 875. And that's just a really awesome cover. I don't know if it has any other significance other than the cover being so incredible and probably being an anniversary issue, but I picked the book up because I love that cover so much. And hopefully y'all don't think I'm lame for making this kind of like the big one for me, but to me this is actually probably one of the greatest, coolest things I've done. You know, if you've been following my videos, I've kind of talked about it. I've been working on a comic book for the last probably 2 years, and I finally printed a few copies of this. This is kind of like, these were test copies I needed to see. I personally wanted to see how it would look printed, and so I did that. I printed some test copies. But I am in talks to hopefully get this book published, and hopefully you'll see it soon on a comic book shelf. But I'm not someone who likes to talk about stuff until it's actually happening. But I guess I'm trying to say that I am working with getting this book published, and hopefully that'll happen in the near future. But until then, I just wanted to share the test copy that I printed. I can't remember if I printed 50, 30. It's just really limited. All the work that went into this book, our team worked really hard, and our team's pretty awesome. So without further waiting, Zombie Deathball Mayhem #1. And so there it is. It's just, I don't know. I'm not sure how many of y'all also are creators, but it's definitely a different feeling having the book you created in your hand. I've worked really hard on some other stuff. I've co-written some stuff, but this book is the one that I pushed everything. I guess led the group, and I made sure everything got done, and I wrote and created this story. My illustrations suck, so I didn't do this gorgeous cover artwork or any of the inside artwork. Except you'll see I did have a scribble, but no, like, this book's fantastic, and I'm so grateful to my creative team, and just hopefully this book can be something. But for now, it's just, you know, a test copy. So that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, if there are some books that you want to talk about, I'm thinking about just doing individual issue spec discussion, I guess, on certain stuff. And it's just fun talking about this stuff. I love comics. If you like comics, you might want to subscribe to my channel, because it's all about comics. I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.